Here with former UFC welterweight champion Matt Serra here at UFC 109. You just knocked out Frank Trigg. There was trash talk between you guys. It was also cordial. You guys were respectful toward each other. But did it feel good to hit him in the face and watch him go down?
Yeah, it felt good to get the victory and to take him out. He's probably gonna be out of the UFC right now, and I'm not happy about being the guy to do that because, Frank Trigg's been around a while. He plays up that stick of the bad guy, but in his heart, I don't think he's a bad dude. And, he's definitely had some dominating performances. It's a guy that got to the title twice. He had some good fights with Matt Hughes. Even though they were short, they were good. And he beat down some very tough guys in his career, and he's got nothing to be ashamed of.
About 70 or 80 UFCs have happened since you've been in here. What's the biggest change from Matt Serra day one to Matt Serra now?
I feel I'm a more complete martial artist now in general. Believe it or not, even with the layoffs and whatever else, I feel in this fight, my last fight, I feel more comfortable now in there than I ever did. I guess you could point that out to a couple things. One is my experience being in there for as many times, how many wars, and I've been in there with champions. I've been in there with BJ Penn, GSP, Matt Hughes, and you look at the guys I fought. It's just nothing but studs, whether I won or lost. And, that's one thing. And another big thing is just, my stand-up. I've gotten so much hours clocked in with the stand-up now. You put me on pads, I'm not the prettiest guy on a heavy bag either, but I do land in sparring, and I got some unorthodox stuff. And, again, it might not be the prettiest, but if I hurt guys with 16-ounce gloves, I know I could put some guys out with these little gloves, and I just feel confident doing it. And I just feel comfortable in that realm. I got a good awareness, and I feel comfortable there. So I feel comfortable in all areas now. If you got me down, I had some sweet stuff off my back I was going to look to do. Maybe next fight.
You talked about only losing to top guys. Whether you're losing to BJ Penn, Carl Parisian, or George St Pierre, they were all the best at the time that the UFC had to offer. Do you feel that you've been written off wrongfully because people, think that Matt Serra is always the underdog? People, don't consider you to be a top welterweight even though you're, coming in with knockouts and only losing to top guys?
Nah, people could look at me any way they want. You can't really get too concerned with that, or you're going to be, trying to please everybody and be a miserable person. I fought, at the end of the day, more important than any kind of victory is I fought the who's who in here, If something's going to be on my gravestone, I want that being there. Former welterweight champ, awesome, but... I fought the best guys, man, and the experiences are what you take with you, and the trophies, the belts, the cash that's not what's gonna be with you in the rocking chair, And I just try to enjoy every experience now, every bit of it when I'm fighting with whether it's Matt Hughes, Frank Trigg, or whoever, I just enjoy it, and I got a calm about me now that I haven't had earlier in my career, and I feel really good in there.
Belts aside, whether or not George St Pierre is a champion, you're 1-1 with him. Do you want to get in there again with him?
George is an amazing fighter. A rubber match in the future, who knows, man? I was coming off 2 losses. I took out Frank Trigg. We'll see what's next. I'm not going to start demanding a rubber match now. I don't think that'd be right. But I take it a fight at a time, man. Whatever the UFC, I'm probably the easiest guy to work with. Whatever the UFC says, I'm like, all right, man, this sounds cool.
But do you want to be in Rocky 2 is what I'm asking.
Man, I'm living the Rocky movie. I'll tell you, when that music comes on, my nipples get hard. I don't know about you guys. I might be just focused. I hear that music, and I'm just like, dude, I'm living this. I'm living my movie, And it's not over yet. There's some, UFC Rocky 6, some stuff in the basement. I'm not done yet.
Renzo Gracie, you got your black belt from him. He's returning to fight. He's first time in the UFC, and he's fighting Matt Hughes, someone you're familiar with. Tell us how you feel about Renzo going in there and coming back to the UFC.
Coming to the UFC. He's first time here, I love Renzo Gracie, man. He's my instructor. He's my sensei. He's my master. I'm old school like that. He's the one who got me out of a security guard booth because he saw me tired in class because he knows I was up all night working security with a clip-on tie, and he's like, listen, forget that. You're here. You're with me. You're teaching at the academy, and he brought me to his fights over in Pride. He put me in corner when he's fighting in rings. He brought me up in the game. So I'm behind him 110%. I am thrilled that he's here, and I couldn't be happier, man. That guy's awesome.
And what's next for Matt and Sarah? Pepperoni, sausage, meat lovers? What's going on?
I got my daughter's birthday next week, and that's all I'm thinking about right now. Because I've been, I said it prior, 5 weeks before a fight. I moved my wife and my kid out so I can concentrate. People see the side of me that jokes around a lot, and that's pretty much me, But in the video blogs or here and there, and they kind of confuse that with me being professional. I'm very professional. I train for 3 months before a fight, 5 weeks before. My wife and my kid, my little girl's gonna be a year next week. I moved them out of my house, so. I go to Vegas 2 weeks early just to get acclimated. So I do everything right, man. And now all I'm looking forward to doing is seeing my kid and, of course, getting some pasta.